Hi everyone, this is Dave from DailyTechTV with the Q&A session for the 22nd of November 2011. Now, for those of you who are new to the Q&A sessions, these videos give you a chance to have your tech questions answered, and all you have to do is leave a comment underneath this video and I'll answer it in the next Q&A, or you can send me an email to geekanoids@gmail.com and put Tech Q&A in the subject line, or you can go to iTunes, download my free Geekanoids app. It works on the iPhone, iPod Touch and iPad, and then you can submit a question via the app. Now, this particular Q&A session is being recorded with the Panasonic DMC-G3. It's part of their Lumix range of micro 4/3 digital cameras, so you can get an idea of how this particular camera performs. Let's crack on with the questions, and none of these are rehearsed, so I'm going to dive straight in with the first question that was left in the previous video. So this particular one is from Sean's Macintosh. Great Q&A, Dave. Thank you very much. Two questions. Does your upload speed affect your download speed? For example, if I'm uploading a YouTube video, will my download speeds be affected? As far as I know, they don't. They're two separate sort of streams, upload and download. I might be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, if I'm uploading, it doesn't affect my download speed. That's my opinion on that. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please do. And second question, are there any highlights in London that are good? Because I'm going to London at the end of the year. I'm guessing that you're looking for places to visit. With the London Eye, definite must while you're in London, so definitely do that. Next one is from Lynn Weesian. Hey Dave, great Q&A. What happened to the Mac Pro and how did you get the studio? Right, well, the Mac Pro is still in my editing suite. I've now just got the studio here, which is what I use for recording, and the screen behind me is powered by a Mac Mini. The Mac Pro is still in a completely different room. It's in just a place that I sit for editing, and that is still in my house. The studio I actually got by luck, really. Very good deal, and it took a lot of money, a lot of hard work to set out all of the sort of furniture and decoration, etc. And it really came about because I needed a dedicated area to record in. I didn't want to have to keep sort of arranging things every time. I want to just be able to come into the studio and record these videos for you guys. So great question. Thank you very much for that. Next one is from We My Fan 2010, or We Me Fan 2010 I should say. I'm going to be buying an iPad 2 at Christmas and I'm thinking of getting 64GB. What capacity would you recommend? That's a really hard question. It's the same as asking how long is a piece of string. It really depends on what you're going to be using it for. If you're going to be loading it up with loads and loads of music and loads of videos, then yeah, the 64GB. If you're not sure, maybe go in the middle round and go for the 32GB. For me, I always just buy the lowest capacity. A lot of the content I consume is streamed, so it's not even stored on the device. Trouble with the iPad 2 is you can't add capacity afterwards, so just have a little think about it before you commit to a certain capacity. Next question. Had some funny comments about answering Adam's question last Q&A session, so that's really cool. Next one, this is an interesting question actually. The Sean Bev, can you actually live off your YouTube? Well, my answer to that would be is if you're very, very successful and getting maybe, I don't know, 100,000 views per video, then yeah, I think you could. For me personally, if I didn't have other income streams as well, no way at all I could live off of my YouTube revenue. So I sort of hope that answers your question. Next one is from, the Sean Bev again, just randomly picked this one. What do you think Apple will bring out refreshed or new MacBook Pros? Right, well, I'm thinking end of January next year, new MacBook Pros, the rumoured 15-inch tapered thin MacBook Air type design. That's what I'm thinking we're going to see early next year. So keep an eye out for that one. I certainly will be very interested to see what they do with the MacBook Pro lineup. This is a difficult question actually. This is from Shadalan92685. Thank you very much for your question. What kind of watch would you recommend? I like the Nano with Lunatic watch band, but not the price of the two combined. It's a really difficult question because it sounds like you really want an iPod Nano. The Lunatic watch strap is quite expensive, so maybe have a look at different watch straps. You can pick up really nice watch straps around about £9 or £10. You don't have to spend the £30, £40 or £50 of a Lunatic watch strap. So that would bring the price down considerably, and then you've still got a nice MP3 player as well. So I would maybe consider that. Next one is from, and I'm really sorry if I can't answer all of these, but I'm getting so many questions lately. If I do miss your question, then repost it in the next video and I'll try and answer it next time around. Right, next one is from Itchy Hippo, great username. I want to ask why you think OS X is so highly regarded. Do you think that it's considered to be a great OS because it's considered really elegant and intuitive? And then he goes on just to explain some more things about the operating system. What do you find so attractive about OS X? Well, I like the stability of OS X. I like the way you can install and remove apps without leaving lots of stray files behind. I like the fact that I can just open my Mac and resume the session without having to wait for loads of this text to go up the screen and update this and update that and virus update this. I just like the fact that OS X, I just open it and I'm up and running and ready to work. For this video, for the Q&A session, it's taken me literally probably under a minute just to prepare for it. And that's what I like, just the simplicity of everything to do with OS X. Super stable too. Next question is, this is quite an interesting one. Tech Nom Tiger Geek. If your dad hears this, you're probably not going to get a very good Christmas present. I know you're around 40 years old, correct? My dad is like 50. He's extremely clumsy and stubby with computers and technology. Do you have that problem? My dad just sucks a lot at computers. That's a really funny comment. No, I don't, because although I'm 40, my previous jobs always involved computers and technology, and I suppose that's made it a lot easier for me to embrace technology and know it inside out, really. I mentioned this in a previous Q&A. I was an IBM engineer, so I started off very early with installing networks, and it just followed on a natural transition that when I moved over to graphic design I used Macs, so I've always been involved in technology. I do know quite a few people that are around about the sort of 50-year-old mark, and I think they just missed out on that technology sort of revolution, and that's probably an explanation as to why they're not keyed in completely to tech. That's not to say there aren't people that age, don't hate me, that get on with technology, but it's just a fact that that particular time when everything was coming out technology-wise, they just sort of missed it. So they've got to really be passionate about it to catch up and embrace the technology that's available today. So I hope that's answered your question. Right, this one, I can't even read this username out. FGX, he says, sorry for my unreadable nickname, just call me FF. So FF has left this particular question. What changes should happen to Android to make you change your platform of choice? Well, all I can say is watch this space and all will be revealed. But to give you a little clue, Ice Cream Sandwich, the latest iteration of Google Android on their mobile phones, looks good, looks very good indeed. Next question. Wow, there is loads. Here we go. Custom detailers. Love the videos, keep them going, I certainly will. Notice there's talk of a new Apple TV 3 coming soon. What do you think will be bundled into it? A5 chip, 1080p finally. What are your thoughts? Well, my thoughts reflect what you put in your question, really. I think we're going to definitely get A5. I think we're definitely going to get 1080p. And the third thing, apps, for sure. There will be apps running, and possibly, I'm going to put this out there, possibly even Siri. If Microsoft can do voice control with their Connect system, Apple can do it with their Apple TV version 3. Looking forward to it. Next one, this is from Nate Videos 1234, Kindle Fire, question mark. Answer, yes. Next one, Dil Rico, Dylan here. Hi Dylan, thanks for your question. Hope all is well. Are you going to be reviewing any more Android handsets specifically in the upcoming months? Again, watch this space. There is an Android handset winging its way to me, hopefully for this week. Next one is from Master Marrow. IBM engineer, what's this? What did you do at IBM? Well, I mentioned this a little bit earlier. I was an IBM engineer. I used to go out to, there's a chain of banks in the UK, actually it's actually international, NatWest banks. They were changing their systems over at the time I was at IBM. We used to go in, install the new system, put all the rack mounts of servers in, patch all the cables in, make sure all of the systems were working for all of the people that worked at the banks, do the automatic telling machines, and then when everything was running, we'd leave them with the system, and then about 2 weeks later we'd go back in and take out all of the old system and leave them with the brand new system. I think they're still using what I put in today. So that was one of the contracts we did. The other one was Boots the Chemist, when they were installing new systems. And it was just installing racks of servers and all of the terminals as well, making sure that everything worked correctly. Next one is from, and this is actually the last one on the comments, then I'm going to move on to some I received via email. Hi Dave, what's your opinion on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus and ice cream sandwich? Worth getting? And what's happened to VizBox TV? Mr. Tiebox owns it now. Mr. Tiebox 123 owns it now. So let's cover off the Galaxy Nexus S and ice cream sandwich. Again, I keep saying watch this space. You will understand, hopefully by the end of this week, what I think of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. And VizBox TV, let me just explain it to you. I did actually put a tweet out about this, but in case you missed it, VizBox TV, I wasn't having enough time to concentrate on developing the website as much as I'd like to. So what I actually did was I put a few feelers out to see if anybody had any suggestions, so any of the contributors to VizBox had any suggestions on how to move it to the next level. And Adam, who we also know as Mr. Tiebox 123, very kindly said he was more than prepared to take on the project. So he's now taken over VizBox TV and he's going to be developing it and introducing new features, etc. over the coming months. So nothing really changes with it at the moment. There's still great content on there and I'm sure it will go from strength to strength. I'm really excited to see what Adam does with it. So that's hopefully answered your question on VizBox TV. And for those of you who haven't checked it out, all the w's.vizbox.tv, that's where you need to visit. So that's all of the questions for the last Q&A that were left as comments. Now I'm going to move on to some of the questions I received via the iOS app and also via email. So before I start the questions that I received via email and the iOS app, I'll just remind you again that this is being recorded with the Panasonic DMC-G3. And the reason I look a little bit different colour today and the walls seem to look a little bit yellowish is I've got the setting on the DMC-G3 for the white balance set to auto white balance. I just wanted to see how it performed with sort of all automatic settings. So anyway, on to the questions. The first one from this section is from Mungo Jerry 70, Dave, will you be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Note? Short answer is no. Longer answer is I didn't really like the look of the device, so I thought I'd give that one a miss. Sorry. Next one is from Naeem. I've been hearing rumours about a PS4 coming out next year. Do you think they are true? I'm not sure. I don't think we're going to see a PS4 next year. I think it's going to be the year after. But it'll be an interesting year if Microsoft do something with the Xbox 720 and we do get a PS4 all in next year. If it does happen next year, it's going to be right at the end of the year. So, next question is from John. I have a late 2006 Mac Mini with 320 gig hard drive. Would replacing the existing hard drive with an SSD give this old Mac Mini much of a performance boost? And then he goes on to explain some of the read and write speeds. Well, John, it would give a good performance boost, not a fantastic performance boost because you're still running on, I think, a SATA 1 bus on that particular Mac Mini, but it would give you a good boost. You mentioned it's also got 2 gigabytes of RAM. Well, even putting 4 gigabytes of RAM in, which is a fairly cheap upgrade, would definitely improve the performance of that one. So maybe look at doing the RAM first. That's a lot cheaper for you to do anyway. Next one is from Harlan. And it says, "Hey Dave, great videos as always, been watching you for a long time. Thank you so much. I appreciate your sort of loyalty in watching me for all those years. I started YouTube a little while ago and was wondering how you got your sponsors such as Diablo Skins and how I could get some sponsors of my own. Well, there's no magic solution to getting sponsors. I've worked 5 years, as you know, doing videos, and all I can say is once you get to maybe 1,000 subscribers, which is a good number to aim for, then start just putting out a few email feelers. Ask some friends if they know anyone who might want to sponsor on a really exciting sort of video platform. A lot of people, especially in the UK, don't understand YouTube as a platform for advertising, but it really is effective, and I do truly believe that video ads are the future. I don't think a lot of people look at these static ads nowadays. So build up your audience and then just start emailing companies, and hopefully you will maybe pick up a sponsor or two. I mean, that's what I did. It wasn't anything other than sort of hard work and dedication to doing the videos. So thanks very much for your question. And this particular one is the last question of this Q&A session. It's from Sylvain. This might even be the same person. Let me just flick back. Is this the same person who left a question on the video? Because it's the same. Will you be reviewing the Samsung Galaxy Nexus? I've had that question about 4 times or even more just in this Q&A, and again, all I can say is tune in to the Geekanoids channel, youtube.com/Geekanoids, latter part of this week, and hopefully your question will be answered. So that's it for this Q&A session. Let me close my laptop down. I love doing these Q&As. Thank you very much to everyone who tunes in. Please do subscribe to the Daily Tech TV channel. Also got to give you a quick mention, because not everyone will know this, but I do now have a vlog channel. It's at youtube.com/geekvlogs. So that's geek and then VLOGGZ, Geek Vlogs. It's just me talking sort of day to day about some of my experiences with either bad or good service. A few little updates on there, so come along for the ride on that channel as well if you can. If you've got a question for the next Q&A, leave it in the comments below, or you can get my iOS app free of charge on the iTunes App Store. Just search for Geekanoids and you can get questions to me that way. Or if you want to do it, what's more the older way of doing it now, I was going to say send it to me by snail mail, but if you want to do it by regular email, you can do that as well. geekanoids@gmail.com and then put Tech Q&A in the subject line. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for watching this video. There's another Q&A in 2 weeks' time, so I will see you all in the next one.